Hi, and welcome to Accounting 470 Auditing. Today, I thought it'd be good if I introduced you to the class by reading through the syllabus. So if you haven't got the syllabus handy, go find it, bring it up on your screen, print it, whatever you want to do, and let's go through the syllabus together. And as we go through the syllabus, I'll be able to explain parts of the class to you. This is Accounting 470 Auditing. Prerequisite is Intermediate Accounting 1. And I hope you do well in the class because we really are going to rely on you actually knowing most of those things you learned in Intermediate 1. I'm Professor Hall. I passed the CPA exam back in 1984. It's been a while. I have a PhD with an emphasis in accounting. I'm going to log onto the computer, onto the class almost every day. If you want to ask questions, the best place to ask them is in the discussion forum. The reason that's the best place is that all the other students will be able to see your question as well. So it's just like asking a question in class. The response gets a little delayed, but like you ask questions in class, everybody gets to hear it. Okay. In this case, you ask the question on the discussion forum, and everybody gets to read it and read my response. And also, some of the other students might be able to respond better than I do, or in a different way that might be more understandable for you. So that's the best way. If you need to contact me outside the discussion forum, I'll be in the office a lot. You can call me in the office, 865-8124, and I'll answer any questions you have to clarify concepts. I'm not going to help you work problems. You need to do that with other students in the class, okay? Much of the value in assigning homework in cases is the puzzling and the analyzing. It's the working, it's the wondering, it's trying to figure things out. That's where a lot of the value comes from doing all the homework. And I don't want to cut that short by me telling you an answer, okay? But I will clarify anything you need clarified. And after your group has posted answers, I will give you some insights if you ask for them. You can also email me, and the email address will be attached to the course as well. The required materials are just the auditing textbook, Whittington and Payne, 20th edition. Pretty good textbook. It's rather encyclopedic. So if you're looking for a novel, something fun to read, this isn't it. This is like reading an encyclopedia. But it has everything you need to know. Okay, this is the good thing. It has everything is there, and it's in a nice orderly pattern. So in that way, it should be easy to follow and easy to use for study. Course description: the duties and responsibilities of financial auditors, methods of conducting audits, preparation of audit reports, and special auditing problems. Okay, so you should have a good overview of what auditing is about, how audits are conducted, what the main issues are, and how you perform audits of the major items on the balance sheet, the income statement. You might, if you're really interested in auditing, take the advanced auditing class. Professor Sarah Borch is now teaching that, and she's been an audit manager at a regional CPA firm for a number of years, and so she has some very good and recent experience that will be helpful, very helpful, if you want to take that class as one of your electives. Course objectives: understanding of the purpose of financial auditing, familiarity with professional auditing standards. Just as we prepare information according to an accounting standard, we audit the information according to auditing standards. An understanding of the responsibilities of the professional auditor, knowledge of how to plan and conduct a financial audit, the ability to solve problems relative to the conduct of an audit, the ability to evaluate audit evidence, knowledge of how to report audit findings, and some enhanced written and oral communication skills. All should be a result of this class you're taking right now. Let's look a little bit at course expectations. Class is conducted online in weekly cycles on Blackboard. Each week will either cover one chapter or will contain an exam. I guess the first week covers 2 chapters, but you get the idea. So each week we cover a chapter of the textbook or we have an exam. In general, for non-exam weeks, the cycle begins and ends on Monday at noon, Central Time. The cycle requires reading the textbook, watching the lectures, taking a quiz, completing cases, discussing those cases with other class members. I may participate in some discussions, but it'll be rare because most of the discussions will be cases. Student-driven in groups. Discussion may be confined to groups, and the group will have to decide on a best group answer or solution to the problem. Instructor will try to grade and provide feedback for group discussions within 1 week of the deadline for that discussion. So let's see about how that works. So you've got a discussion board, and sometimes you'll get a question. At least in week 1, you've got a question that you would answer, and then other students will answer the question, and then you will comment on each other's discussion board entries. And that's good. It helps you get to know each other a little bit, participate together. But most of what you do on the discussion board will be done in groups. Okay, so I've assigned you into groups, and those groups will change after these exams. So for the first unit, you have groups, and they are called first week groups. Let's see. They are called groups, first set. Okay, groups, first set. And then of course, after the first exam, it'll be group, second set. Okay, so you're in a different set of groups after each exam. So anyway, so you'll go in to week 1, and you'll click on your group and on the discussion board, and you'll answer the questions in the discussion board relevant to chapters 1 and 2. Okay, you'll also see questions there for chapter 3 and 4. You're going to do first week chapters 1 and 2. You'll answer those questions. Now, you'll want to post your answers by Thursday. You can post them earlier if you want, but you're required to post them by Thursday at noon. Then your other people in your group will also post it, and you'll get together, read each other's posts, and then as a group, you're going to discuss the answers that have been given until you come to an agreement on what a group answer should be. Okay. Now, hopefully, each of you will have noted in your participation that what you think the group answer ought to be. You'll all say, yes, I agree, yes, I agree. Okay, so it ought to be obvious to me as I'm reading through those, which one is your group answer. Now, as a grader, what I get, and I will get them in chronological order. Okay, everybody in the group, I will get all of your comments in chronological order when they were made. Okay, so I need you to designate one of those answers as the group answer. The grade depends. Primarily, it's going to be 50% on the group's answer, and 50% on your participation. Okay, did you actually have input into that group answer or not? Now, if you didn't do anything, okay, the group put up there and you didn't do anything, you can't have 50% of the points based on doing nothing. Okay, so the 50% based on the group answer and the 50% based on your participation assumes that you're participating. Okay, if you're not participating, you get a 0 on both parts. Okay, got that? So a group answer, you get graded on. Your participation, you get graded on. Okay. So each week you get on Blackboard. You read the chapter that's assigned. You watch the videos. You take the quiz. You post answers to either make a comment on the discussion board if that's the assignment, or you go into your group discussion board and give a solution to your best solution to the case. Okay, and after Thursday, or as soon as all the other members have posted, then you begin a discussion of what you think the best answer should be, and then you designate which it is that best group answer by Monday at noon, and you begin the next chapter. Okay, and we will continue in that way. In a face-to-face class, you'd expect to attend class 3 hours each week and spend on average another 6 hours per week in studying and doing homework. So this would be 9 hours per week. And and if you do that for 15 weeks, you've got quite an investment, right? So 9 hours a week. Some weeks and some students may require more than 9 hours. Okay, so 9 hours is an average hours per student per week. Okay, some weeks will require more work. Some students will require more than 9 hours. Okay, so some students will require less. Some students require 9. Depends on your learning style, your study style, how you go about it. Okay, so this is the kind of time I'm sort of expecting you to make available for the class. So set aside approximately 10 hours a week. Some of you may need more. The first few weeks will need less time than the later chapters will. Okay, as we get in a little deeper, some of those chapters will require more time. So you will want to stay on top of things. We have 3 exams, 2 midterms and a final. Exams are proctored. If you're close to campus and you have time during normal business hours, then this will be a paper exam taken in the conference room here next to my office with our secretary supervising. If you cannot come to campus during normal business hours, then you have to find a proctor who can do this for you. And so there's a proctor form on the campus website. It's noted here on the syllabus where to find that form. So you want to fill out the form, get it signed by your proctor, send it to me. I'll approve the proctor. I'll contact the proctor, and the proctor and I will figure out how to administer your exam. Okay. The quizzes, however, you can have a quiz based on each chapter. Those quizzes will be taken online on Blackboard. The quiz really serves an incentive to get you to read the book and watch the videos. Okay. Cases. Each week you've got some audit cases to do, and a lot of the learning will happen in solving those audit cases. You'll do a lot of reading, you'll watch some videos, and those will give you an introduction and a background, and then the audit cases will help cement those kind of things you've been learning, and give them a real world flavor. I'll try to provide feedback within 1 week of the due date. Okay, and we've already talked about how the audit cases will go. You get on Monday, sometime before noon on Thursday, you submit your solution. Sometime by Monday at noon, your group has decided on a group solution. Communication events. Students are required to attend 4 events in which they communicate with working professionals. These events are required to help you develop your informal communication skills. I know some of you will say, I don't need it. I'm already a working professional. Well, I can't make exceptions for those who are already there. Okay, so you need to attend events. The student is required to write a short report on the event and their interaction with a working professional. So events could be BFSI meetings. They normally start at 5 o'clock. You come to the meeting. There'll normally be a professional there from a CPA firm or from IRS or from a local manufacturer. And they'll make a presentation, and you're required to go up and introduce yourself and write to me about that conversation you have with that working professional. I don't want to hear about the meeting. I want to hear about your interaction with the professional that visited. Okay, and there are others. We talk about BFSI meetings, but there's all sorts of other events on campus. We have speakers come in all the time. And it doesn't have to be an event on campus. It could be a professional event or community event that has some business professional, working business professional making a presentation, which you go in and introduce yourself, start a conversation, and tell us how that went. Here's the grading policy. So we're going to grade. The grade will depend on your performance on 3 exams, the cases, the quizzes, and the communication events. Exams are all graded as normal, cases as well by content. Quizzes and the communication event, all you have to do is do them. Okay. Now, I take that back a little bit. You have to participate in the event. You have to write it. Now, I retain the right to penalize you points if your writing is awful. So even though the primary focus here is on oral communication, when you communicate to me about your oral communication event, you do it in writing, I want your best writing still. Okay? That should just be just a sort of a professional kind of thing. When you communicate, you do it well. Okay? Let's see, and there's the breakdown, 70% exam, 20% cases, and 5% for each of the other two parts. And then a standard grading policy, you can see it there. Okay, so then we move on to other class policies. For academic dishonesty, we'll follow the policy as specified in the undergraduate catalog. Really, as accountants, I've told you before, some of you, that the whole profession of accounting depends on two things. One is people pay attention to the information we produce because we're experts. We have the expertise, we have the knowledge, we have the skills, we have the aptitude to make some observations and produce reports that accurately reflect the underlying phenomena. We have expertise. The second thing is they believe us because we have integrity. So if they think we're liars and we're smart, they'll suspect any information we give them. If they expect we are honest but stupid, I shouldn't have said that, honest but ignorant, again, they might like to believe the information because they like us, but they won't because they don't trust that we have the expertise to give the information they want. Two things we have to have. We're helping you get the expertise you need. I can't give you the integrity, but you can decide it, okay? No matter what your past has been, you can decide, but from this moment on in your life, you can be a person of integrity, in which case you become a valuable addition to the accounting profession when you're done. And if you don't decide it, you might worm your way through, but you will be a burden on the profession rather than an asset. Finals week, we'll follow the finals week policy by having an exam during finals week. Students with disabilities or those who are pregnant, the policy is there on the syllabus. If any of you need an accommodation, make sure you've cleared it through the disabilities office, and we'll work out that accommodation whichever way we need to. Okay. Anyway, welcome to class. I think it's going to be fun, and I think you're going to learn a lot about auditing. And here we go.